What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? StormStrikerSX9 here to bring you a new series of games coming to a channel near you for StormStrikerSX9's Retro Gaming. I like to bring in sports games into this channel. This is something that I've never done before, but was thinking about for a while actually, for the past few years. I know I did a couple of sports games in the past for other series, like Retro Classic Game Series, where I did Base Wars and 2020 Super Baseball for the Retro Classic Game Series. But there's just a few sports games, not much, you know. But I thought, what if I made a whole series just for retro sports games going from the late 1980s all the way to 2010? This would be going from the Nintendo Entertainment System and Sega Genesis all the way to PS2, GameCube, original Xbox. Those are consoles. And also, I may also add retro sports games from the PC as well. We'll see. But also, handheld game systems as well, going from Game Boy, Sega Game Gear, all the way to PSP and Nintendo DS. So yeah, sports games. The ones that I'm going to be focused on for now is going to be baseball. As you can see with the logo there, we got baseball, NFL football, basketball, golf, hockey, NASCAR, tennis, bowling, and other various sports games that I may add to this. Soccer slash football as well. Maybe. We'll see. Um, I may even get into adding some sports games that go with like Arcadey and Futuristic that I found as well. The Arcadey Futuristic sports games. There are some baseball games out there with their own made up teams and whatnot that I could add to this too. That'll be for fun. Um, some that I mentioned is Base Wars and 2020 Super Baseball for the regular NES and the Super Nintendo. Those are two games that I grew up playing as a kid, by the way. I will be adding that to this series. They're not official licensed baseball games, they're just arcadey baseball games with made up teams and players. So, yeah. So, the games that I want to show you that I in this lineup of baseball games for this lineup, I will show you what we got here. You fix this picture so you can see. All right. Reveal thyself. All right. So the first franchise I want to bring to this series, this is one that I've played in my childhood. Oh my gosh. In the early 90s. RBI Baseball for the original Nintendo Entertainment System. This goes back to 1987. This game came out in 1987, 1988, around there. So, yeah, I will be doing the RBI Baseball franchise. Not just this one, the entire RBI Baseball franchise. My favorite one in this franchise is RBI Baseball 3 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And then there's Super RBI Baseball for the Super Nintendo, which you will see in a little bit. So yeah, RBI Baseball is going to be a must-have for this one. So, and they did recently bring back the RBI Baseball franchise back in 2015. And it's still going to this day. It is still going. They did have a long pause before then, before they brought it back, though. But on to the next one. Let's see, the next game. There's RBI Baseball 3 that I just mentioned. This is the Sega Genesis version of RBI Baseball 3. I thought about doing this version of it. So there's that one. As I said, RBI Baseball 3 is one of my favorites, so I decided, why not try the Sega version of this game? It'll be a little bit different graphics-wise as well, and music-wise. So, yeah. Next up is World Series Baseball for the Sega Genesis. This is another franchise that I will be bringing into this series. World Series Baseball, not just this one, the entire World Series Baseball franchise by Sega Sports. So yeah, World Series Baseball. This is actually one that I played a lot of in my childhood. I had the Sega Game Gear version of World Series Baseball, by the way. I played that a lot as well on the Sega Game Gear. I had the Sega Game Gear version. So I thought we could check out the Sega Genesis version of World Series Baseball for this franchise. Not just this one, there are others too. So yeah, next up, Super RBI Baseball that I mentioned before. I will be doing this game as well, part of the RBI franchise, which, by the way, I will be making a playlist for the RBI Baseball games, so it'll have their own playlist. So there you go. They'll be in their own playlist. All right, and next up, Konami XXL Sports Series, Major League Baseball's Bottom of the Ninth. This is the first ever, one of the first ever 3D baseball games for the PlayStation 1 or PlayStation systems by Konami. Yes, Konami did have sports games back in the mid-90s. It was the Konami XXL Sports Series franchise. And they didn't just have baseball, they have others too. So I thought we would check out Bottom of the Ninth from their sports series. This one will also get its own playlist as well. So I will be doing this as an interesting, fun series for this series. So Bottom of the Ninth. And it's not just going to be this game either. There are other Bottom of the Ninth games as well. Not just PlayStation. There's also one for the Nintendo 64 as well that I will be checking out on this series as well. So, next game. Next up is Bases Loaded 96 Doubleheader for the Sega Saturn. Everybody remember the Bases Loaded games? This one is by Jellico. And they do have their own made-up teams for this game, by the way. It's not licensed by... It is licensed by the Major League Baseball, actually. I do see that there. But the teams, though, I think they might be minor league in this game. They're not Major League. I think they might be minor league. Because, well, the Major League teams aren't in this one. It looks like minor league teams. But anyways, Bases Loaded 96, doubleheader. This will be, yes, I will be doing the Bases Loaded franchise as well in this series. Not just this one. There will be others as well. But I decided to show the one for Sega Saturn because that'll be the main one that I do for now. So let's see the next game and one of the Sega lineups. So yeah. Next up, I brought this up earlier, World Series Baseball. This is World Series Baseball 98, also for the Sega Saturn. from Sega Sports. We will be checking out this game as well, part of the World Series Baseball for, playlist, that I will be making a playlist for this one too. If we do enjoy, the World Series Baseball will have its own playlist. It'll be a multi-playlist. It'll have more than one in there, you know. I like making those kinds of playlists. All right, next up would be All-Star Baseball 99 for the Nintendo 64 featuring Larry Walker, 1997 International League MVP by Acclaim Sports. So yeah, we will be checking out the All-Star Baseball game franchise as well in this series. Not just this one, there will be others. There's others in this lineup too. And next up, High Heat Baseball 2000 for the PlayStation 1. We will be doing the High Heat Baseball franchise as well. This is a baseball franchise from 3DO, which is no longer around, by the way. So this one's going to be a rare one for this rare but also underrated series. But back then, it was big for its time, but now it's long been deceased and not around anymore. But it's still good to go back and look at these games and say, wow, this was something back then, right? And yeah, it'll be a part of this series. And I thought, hey, we could take a look back at this series of baseball games again. High Heat Baseball, not just this one, but there will be others as well. So next up is World Series Baseball 2K1. This will be a part of the World Series Baseball that I showed before. This is more modern. This one is from the Sega Dreamcast or the PS2 or the PS1 versions of this game. We will see. There are multiple versions of this game, but I thought I might do the Sega Dreamcast version because I need some Sega Dreamcast in this series because I like Sega Dreamcast and they have very good sports games. And they did have a sports edition of the Sega Dreamcast, which was black, by the way. It was a black console. It was a sports edition. I really wish I got that back in the day, but my friend has one though. So yeah, if you're listening, friend, then I'm talking about you. Anyways, World Series Baseball 2K1 for the Sega Dreamcast. We will be checking out this game as well. And if we do enjoy this one, it will also get its own playlist for multiple videos. And then next up is MLB Baseball 2001 by 989 Sports on the PlayStation. Anybody remember 989 Sports? They didn't just have baseball, they have others too. But MLB is the one that I'm going to be doing from theirs, 989 Sports for now. They do have NFL football and they also have NBA as well, basketball, NBA basketball as well. So yeah, we'll be checking out this game for the PlayStation. There will be others in this franchise as well. Not a lot, a couple. This was another, 989 Sports was another one that is no longer around today either. So that's going to be another underrated, forgotten, rare sports game that's still out there, but hasn't been seen in a long time. But it will be fun to go back and look at the history of these sports games. But yeah, next up. Oops. Next up is High Heat Baseball 2003 as earlier, I showed High Heat Baseball 2000. This is another one of the High Heat Baseballs. This one's for PS2, so we'll be checking out that game as well. Also by 3DO, as I mentioned earlier. And then there's also next up, World Series Baseball 2K3. Another World Series game that we're going to be checking out for the PlayStation 2, also from Sega Sports. World Series Baseball 2K3. We will be checking out that game as well. And we'll also be checking out the, as I mentioned earlier, the All-Star Baseball games. All-Star Baseball 2004 featuring Derek Jeter. This will probably be also from Acclaim Sports. This will be one that I probably end up playing a lot. I'm a big fan of Derek Jeter, by the way. I'm also a big fan of A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. So yeah, it'll be a fun game to go back and look at. The #1 selling baseball franchise, All-Star Baseball 2004, featuring Derek Jeter. We will be checking out that game. It may also have multiple videos as well. I kind of want to do this like I did with Super Smash Brothers, where I had multiple playlists, different games, you know. But it's all one series, but has multiple playlists. That's what I want to do with this. Next up, MLB Slugfest Loaded, or the MLB Slugfest franchise. There's not just this one, there are other games to this as well. So yeah, MLB Slugfest. This is one of the Midway sports games. Also, we don't see these very much anymore either. This is another franchise that has been retired for a long time as well. It would be nice if they brought back the MLB Slugfest games at some point. Midway Sports is not around either, by the way. It's another one that's sadly not around anymore. But it's it was a good time for them back then, though. Both Konami and Midway did sports games at one point, but don't do them much anymore. But it would be nice if they went back to that at some point. As you can see, it has Sammy Sosa on the cover of the game. Why not? Sammy Sosa. Yeah, we will be taking... This will be a fun one, by the way. Oh boy, this one will be a fun one. I will be having multiple videos for MLB Slugfest. Not just Loaded, there are other games in this too. But MLB Slugfest Loaded will be the one that I play the most, probably. Because this is the one that I actually like. It's got Loaded on it. So, a little kicker on the MLB Slugfest games. It sort of plays just like NFL Blitz football, you know, the Blitz version of NFL Madden games, where they're able to do special abilities and things like that. That's what this is. MLB Slugfest with powers, flaming bats, and flaming baseballs, things like that. Lightning strikes, anything they can think of is in this game. As you can see by the flaming baseball there, everything is on fire with this game. This is going to be a fun one, so I can't wait to show this off. All right, next up. Next up is Major League Baseball 2K5 World Series Edition. This is actually one that's been recommended to me for this series, so this one will also have more than one video for the game as well. I will also look into making custom teams with some of these games, with custom players, because you can do that in some of these games, by the way. You can make your own teams and make up your own players and whatnot. Heck, I can even put myself in the teams and it'd be fun. Or my friends even, you know. Or even viewers that would like to be in there, you know. Anyways, it'll be fun. Major League Baseball 2K5 World Series Edition. This will be a fun one by 2K Sports. And then this is another one that's been recommended as well. EA Sports MVP Baseball 2005 for the 2005 season. This is another one that was recommended to me by EA Sports. So this one may also have more than one video as well. It depends on if I like it or not, or if y'all like it, you know. This is also one that's been demanding on bringing back as well, because people want this version of baseball games back to this day, you know. I haven't been seen in a while. But 2005 is the one that I want to do, so we're going to be checking that one out. It should be fun. And the next game. Also, I'm debating on either doing the PS2 version or the GameCube version of this game. So they're going to have graphical differences, by the way, so it should still be fun. I'm leaning towards the GameCube version. It depends on the style of the game, but this is something I'll be checking out on my own time, but we'll see. It's either going to be the PS2 version or the GameCube version of this game. You can also find this on the Xbox, by the way. So, and MLB 2005, also from 989 Sports. There's the PS1 version and the PS2 version. I will be doing the PS2 version of this one. It may this one may actually be a one-off video for this one. If you do enjoy this one, I will do more of it. So it depends on the viewership if you guys like it or not. And next up is MLB 06 The Show. This is another one. This one's from Sony Entertainment for the PS2. This is the MLB The Show franchise. This is another one that I actually enjoy playing a lot, and I still play to this very day. MLB The Show 2006, we're going to be checking out that game, and we're also going to be checking out MLB Show 2010, featuring Joe Mauer, 2009 American League MVP. We're going to be checking out 2010. I actually had this specific one for the PS3. So you can also, yes, it was on the PS2, PS3, and the PSP. So we're going to be checking out the PS2 version of this game. It should be fun. And that is it for the lineup in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I can't wait to show this off. It will be uploaded soon. Also, don't forget to check out the community tab that I have on my channel now. That's where I'm going to be posting hints for new series, the next coming Let's Plays, and also polls as well to vote what you guys want to see for the next series, or retro games or sports games for this series. It has to be baseball for now, though. That's what I want to focus on for now, baseball games. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and I will see y'all next time. Don't forget to click the like button, comment below, share it to friends, add to favorites, and click that subscribe button. And also don't forget to check out my community tab. And also don't forget to click the notification bell to know when I upload new videos. I'm StormStrikerSX9, and I will see y'all next time. Can't wait for y'all to see these videos.